able to win it. We're just jumping into that draft. We'll see what they are starting to ban out. Actually, that's pretty fast. So Chip, Ling, Juicin already off the bat. Geek Fam actually respecting the Julian, Angela, and the Ruby.
I mean, show us the fan favorite here. Show us the most picks so far. Is it what I think it is? I'm guessing that's supposed to be the Zosk, right?
Yeah,
but
it's Zosk.
No, it's not. It's Moskov this time. First picked for Geek Fam.
Oh man, the Zust is open, and not only the Zust though. So there was a talk about respecting Baloyski's Hellcat as well.
That's right.
And it is open right now. But then again, of course, now the pick is towards Bigatron Beta. If they want to cut that off, they have to pick that one out now. But they also have to consider Zust being the most picked hero so far with, I would say, a decent win rate of about 57%.
It's a coin flip, honestly, though. 53%, it's like you pick it, you might win, you might lose. It's a flip of a coin. But then again, Zosk, I think they have a very good counter towards that, and that's in that Hellcurt. If they don't pick it up right now, they might be able to go for a secondary life or secondary setup, like in the form of a T-Row again, or maybe even a Grok.
I think we're looking for overlaps here, right?
Yeah.
As much as we would like to assume that Geek Fam is willing to bring out the Harleys, the Hellcurts into that roam position, it really comes down to whether Baloyski feels that these types of heroes are able to counter multiple areas rather than just one particular person. And with that Arla, it might be a little difficult, but let's see what Geek Fam have to say about this.
Yeah, and if we look at the next few picks there, well, I mean, if they don't pick up the Hellcat now, if they choose to pick up the Hellcat in the second phase pick, I think it's A-okay as well because it's kind of flexible.
Yep.
But they're going to pick it up now, so we're going to see that. Okay, look at this, right? 5 times banned. They know all. This Hellcat is probably banned 5 times just because of Baloyski. That's all.
It's huge respect over to him. But I love this Hellcurt pick just because that, like, Zosk, without his ultimate, is very, very paper. Like, Hellcurt bursts him down, especially with the new revamped Sky Piercer. You bring that into Hellcurt, you're basically executing Zosk in one shot. It's one of the most defenseless mages that you're bringing into this meta coming into this game.
I mean, we say that, but then that's why they're adding on, like, oh, if we're lacking the beef, we're lacking the tank, that's why we have the Barats getting thrown. And most of the time, based on what we've seen here at the SPS, it gets thrown over into the EXP. What are you thinking, Kandera? Anything wild for you? Oh, just going to play Moskov, going to win the game off of that?
Yep.
Thanks for the quick words there. But Bigatron Beta opted to go for a tank buster. It's going to be the X-Borg.
Yeah, but that's definitely needed. You definitely need one of them. Number one is because you already have the Barats, and potentially you could take another tank into your lineup. So that would kind of throw Geek Fam off on what they're going to pick up next. But what Geek Fam do need is that they need a hero that's able to crowd control. So based on their previous picks, they seem to kind of favor the Aurora as well. That could be one of it. If not, maybe the Novara.
Well, no, I mean, picking up the Barats, you might be able to pilot the Barats into the jungle. They need a side lane tank, which in the form of Terizla works pretty well in this game. For Bigatron Beta, the Roger is pretty open. If they don't ban it out, or if Geek Fam doesn't ban it out, they would pick that up, and it's working very well in Bigatron Beta's favor because they have a lot of melty heroes, chip damage heroes, like in the X-Borg or the Zosk, but they opt to ban out the Baxia instead.
I think I like this personally. I agree with your point that yes, this Barat is going to be flexible, but the same can be said about the X-Borg as well, and I think it was a very good response from Bigatron Beta to kind of just, as long as we hold on to this, then at least we have a jungle option. Because look at Geek Fam, they're banning out the Fanny, they're banning out the Hayabusa, taking away all relevant assassins.
Yeah, but the fact that you're taking out those high mobility assassins, maybe you want to go. I'm looking at going for Novaria as well because you want to try and protect Novaria. Novaria stays far away, does her thing from a distance, and you don't want these kind of assassins to really jump back on the backline.
Well, Geek Fam is all about let's protect Kadera to infinity and beyond. Taking out the assassins is taking out the threats that Kadera needs to face within his laning phase or even in the mid game. You want to put Kadera in the off lane or the long lane away from all these neutral objectives to try to contain the lane pressure and maintain the lane pressure so that Bigatron Beta is able to split their options. So they go for the Claude instead. I kind of like this one.
Ooh, picking up the Claude on this side. I mean, it's standard. I think it's very independent, of course, but it doesn't give us much of an idea. It feels like Bitron Beta want to see the full lineup of Geek Fam first, and there we have it.
Yeah.
We got the Roger and as well as the Valentina. The Valentina, for the longest of times, has not been picked up as often. Still currently at a 0% win rate throughout the tournament, and it will be playing against the Zask in the mid lane.
Yeah, and it is a good pick to pick up the Roger because you don't want a full-on tank again. For example, if you take on the Bucks, even though it's banned out, but that's just an example because you're going up against an Xbox, and we know that Xbox is a tank melter.
Well, this Valentina has options, right? You got the Final Slash, you've got the Last Insanity, you've got the ultimate from that Zask as well. It's a transform, so you have all of Zask skills when you use the IMU. So that's going to be a very, very one-to-one matchup, especially... Joy!
Wow!
Was not expecting that at all.
Yeah.
When was the last time we saw Joy?
Joy was like last year.
They
That was
don't
like
have
last
lockdown.
year's period, like the early stages as well.
Geek Fam doesn't have lockdown.
They do not have lockdown. Technically, they're playing off of the big silence coming in from Beloyski, so I can kind of understand where they're coming from. Because again, it's pretty difficult to catch this Joy, even when the Dark Knight falls. But hey, man, I'm not the ones casting. You guys are. Break down the composition and good luck.
Oh man, here we go. We are opening up the match now. This is the match that could potentially decide, or maybe at least give a lifeline on whether they will go on to the playoffs or not. This is a match between Geek Fam and Bigatron Beta.
Well, Sir Cloud, I got a question for you before we start. Are you a Joy main?
No, not
Well,
at all.
I can tell you for a fact that I am a Joy main, and I think that Joy works so well in this matchup. You're able to exercise that back line. You're able to just contain Kadera, and that's what Biggest Run Beta's strategy is. You want to have someone just take Kadera down before anything goes south. And now we're loading into the game. I'm really curious to see how Beloyski is able to rotate and path his way to contain any of this, some of his main lockdown heroes.
For the record, I'm a tank main.
You're a tank main.
I'm a tank main.
For sure,
I'm
for
a tank
sure.
main. So I despise having a Joy, especially back then when the Joy is anti-CC.
Yeah,
but of course, it has been nerfed, which I
Yeah.
think it's a good nerf and it's a must-have nerf. So it's interesting to see how this Joy will stand out now.
Paul actually taking a lot of damage. That's early burst damage from Beloyski. So the Hellcurt actually really strong once he's got level 2 because you've got the invisibility quote-unquote with his passive, able to just go straight into that backline, but Noxu not letting him get that vision that he needs onto Washapal.
Yeah, calm down, people. Everyone said, but he still went for it! No calming down here for Natsu. All he needs is just a flicker, and he will get the job done.
That's a statement coming in from Biggest Run Beta. Taking down that first blood onto Beloyski will bring a lot of value into creating space, creating the opportunity to find that aggression into the jungles. And that is what precisely Washapal is actually doing. He's got his level 4. The beats!
Well, you blink and you miss it, ladies and gentlemen, but Kadira comes in back to counter. Probably they might get another one, and it's going to be pinned going down. Now they are 2-4-2.
Nice rhythm, nice find of Vincent, patiently waiting for the Lycan pounce. Oh, but Noxu actually getting caught out.
Wait a second, Natsu. A little bit of overextension. The last hit by Kadira underneath the turret. Not going to be an issue. And he says, thank you very much.
Oh, beautiful tower juggling. Watch Paul, no, Vincent jumps in, soaks up that tower damage, and then Kadira with this SOD just teleports into mid.
Oh, here we go. Washi Boy managed to secure the turtle. A boy came by, but there was no chance that he could steal it away.
Well, first turtle for Biggest Round Beta, but they're still ways away from Geek Fam. Okay.
Oh no! Here we go. Dakota's welcome. He says, welcome to the club. Sending you back to your base.
This 1k gold lead, just like that. With 1 kill onto Noxu, just getting that 600 gold. I think it's a little bit too aggressive on the side of Biggest Round Beta. They're a little bit more, anxious about the situation facing up against an MPL team. They desperately want this win in order to stay afloat in their groups. But then again, don't go too aggressive in the early game before the power spike of Washapal actually hits. If I'm not mistaken, he might be able to go for the Sky Piercer as well as the Holy Crystal for first couple of items just to get that burst damage. Their main target is Kadera. Once they get that win condition off the table, Biggest Round Beta will have an easier time. Don't have a lot of burst damage coming on from Geek Fam as well.
And not only Kadira, if you remember, Vincent played an amazing game yesterday, so they got to be careful of that guy too. But they got to be careful here. The fact that our boy, managed to get away to safety. But look at the rotation by Biggest Round Beta. They're all over the map.
Yeah, Big Strong Beta actually ramping up the ammo with the Knight.
Oh, Natsu might be the next target here, but then again, he does have backup from the back. Pin and as well as his teammate, Zairuzi is still there, and he's okay.
Yeah, it's just wasted Dark Knight Falls. They could be able to convert that into a kill because Sharuzi was wide open. I mean, the Hellcat was picked up because you want to be able to burst down Sharuzi before he even has a chance to use his ultimate. So Geek Fam really has to play their cards right. Play it slow, wait for the power spikes to be up, and then go for these engages.
Right now, speaking about engagement, we might see the next one happening soon in about 10 more seconds now that the turtle is going to be up. We're going to keep your eye on to, the turtle area, I must say. Arlot, who's played by Natsu, is there alone, holding down the ground and getting information. But now, battle mirror image and Pin, it's okay.
Pin getting pinned down the goat lane, but Turtle is up. They're trying to push and pull down that turtle pit. This is the turtle dance. Marzi starting things up. And Noxu trying to source for more information on where the jungler is, but Vincent ready in position to try bush.
Oh, look at Gobs circling around from the back, but he needs backup though. A pin? Like what you say, he's being pinned down and he's having a hard time trying to farm.
Yeah, he has two threats right here. He's only that Hellcurt. Okay. Paul takes up that kill onto Vincent, so it's a very good trade. He's got the turtle as well, so Bigatron Beta slowly but surely seeping up in terms of economy, but Kadera, all this time, he was just out-farming, out-laning this Claude. Pin. Oh, that was so close.
Man, the battle mirror image did save him just at the nick of time. Okay, this is the thing, right? And you did talk about it. Geek Fam, they do not have good CC. So that kind of rush in, cool, but battle mirror image, that's good enough for him to get away.
Okay, this is Starlim Scythe already built up by Paul. He's got the cooldown reduction boots as well. So he wants to be able to go for more little sneaky rhythms of joys just to get that kills onto Kadera, but he doesn't look like he wants to focus his fire onto the marksman. He's always situating above the EXP lane. I don't think that's the issue right here. But bottom side, SOD actually connects, but they back off.
And Kadira is having now a very good time at the bottom. You gotta think about it. He has been farming like nobody's business. In fact, not only farming, he has 2 kills, and from Bigatron Beta, they're not really doing anything about it.
Well, Bigatron Beta doesn't have to do anything because they're a very late game grab, but hold on. Dennis, welcome.
Dakota's welcome. Alone onto Marzi, but I don't know about that, man. He could be punished for it. But that's the idea here. Baloyski from the back. Last Insanity will make sure that he secures the kill, but trade-off happens, and the kill is given to Vincent, so it's considered a 1v1 trade, but we're not over yet, as Natsu now is pretty low, and our boy will make sure it does not get away.
Oh, man. You've got the ultimate. Sharuzi tries to run away. There's a sidestep and a flicker away, out of harm's way. Pin still taking a lot of damage. On top though, Paul trying to underneath the turret, takes down a boy as well as the T1 up top side.
Oh, a 2-for-1. Okay, here we go. Looks like we will see at the top. Paul should be able to run away. He's fine. He does have the movement speed.
Out of the map, Baloyski takes down Pin out of nowhere. The high octane action coming in from this game. What is this?
Wow, we have already like what? 12 kills? In less than 7 minutes? Man, this game, they're turning up the pace right now, and they got to turn up the pace with the turtle currently up.
But Hellcurt as well, taking down the T2 down bot side. Bigatron Beta, they're fighting 4v3. They might be able to win this, but they don't have Sharuzi's ultimate. They just have to wait. But where is Baloyski? They have to worry about their backsides because Baloyski might be anywhere.
Oh, okay. Here they are, and they will come, and they will chase away the members of Bigatron Beta. Now, Dark Knight Force will be turned on, and Vincent will be the one to secure the turtle.
So Bigatron Beta needs to be able to play this passively. They don't have to go for any of these fights because Geek Fam is only aggressive at the start. If they continue to have these uncontested fights with the EXP side and not taking on Kadera, you need someone to be able to control this. But hold on.
Oh, he's not going to get away from this. Unless if back in the day in the patches where he's anti-CC, then it's fine. But in the recent patch, nah.
Yeah, Paul has the Holy Crystal, so that's another power spike from that Joy coming into the mid game. The next neutral objective or next big objective will be that Lord. Bigatron Beta, this is going to be a very, very crucial Lord for them, but it's so difficult. Their T1 is so important. Once they crack open the T1, it's free play for Baloyski. Baloyski's playground, man.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, again, not only Baloyski, but also Kadira having a lot of space. And you mentioned about Baloyski before yesterday with his assassin roam, so far it's been turning out really well.
Yeah, I like this meta because it's like the assassin meta, right? It's assassin not only in the jungle, but the assassin in the roam as well. And Helkert is meta for some for some of the lower ranks because people don't necessarily know how to deal with the Helkert. All you need to do is lock him down. You need to be able to have a stun, a lock, and try to take him out before he even gets a kill onto anyone. But Bigatron Beta really needs to watch that macro game because at any one point of time, it's either Kadera pushing on one side and Beloyski juggling onto the other side. And Bigatron Beta just still fighting as 5. They love these team fight opportunities, but they just can't find any opportunities right now. The Lord is spawning up in 20 seconds. Their side lanes are getting decimated, pushed down.
Dude, I would worry if in my ranked games and it's my teammate playing an assassin role. I said no, just leave it to the pros, okay? Just leave it to the pros. No, don't do that.
Now, Lord is being up. Battlefield, Pin drop silence. Pin desperately scraping up some of these, all the farm that he can get, all the farm that Geek Fam leaves him. But Bigatron Beta desperately need to be able to contest for this neutral objective. But on the bottom side, Beloyski getting caught up, getting chased up.
Here we go. Kadira, yeah, it's going to be a 2v1. Beloyski is the one to secure that kill. And opening up the Lord right now for Geek Fam as Bigatron Beta are spectators at the side. But look at the backline, it's going to be our boy jumping onto Zairuzi, taking him down. And now without 2 players of Bigatron Beta, there's no way they can challenge for the Lord.
Well, 2-0. Geek Fam got the Lord. That's the first Lord pushing down. T1's mid side's gonna fall. Marzi desperately trying to defend. He's got an immortality first couple of items just to get that extra defense, get that third life that he has. But Geek Fam ramping up the octane, ramping up the tempo, and just pushing every single lane in. They've already got like the 2 side lane priorities. All they need is to just hunker down and get that mid lane priority.
Yeah, and Beloyski was doing his job at the top lane. He pushed it on onto the second or the inner turret right now, and the inner turret is pretty critical. I mean, just look at this. He's not letting go of the top lane. This will force Bigatron Beta to split their attention.
I love how Geek Fam are playing this Helkert. Helkert is always like, typically when you think of roams, you're always thinking like, okay, I'm gonna babysit the marksman in the middle of the game, and now it's 10 minutes in, but Beloyski is always on the opposite side of where the rest of the team is. Effectively, a 4-1 composition is always pushing that side lanes, splitting Bigatron Beta up. Now that they have the upper hand, 7k gold lead, Lord pushing down the bottom side, looks like they'll be safe for now.
Yep, very disciplined gameplay by Geek Fam. And they will reset for now. Continue their farming. They've already emptied the jungle on Bigatron Beta's side. So even if they want to farm, they come out, nothing's at home. So they're finding it very difficult now to chase in terms of gold difference. In fact, the gold difference right now is almost 8k.
Man, if you're a Claude, if you're a Joy, you don't want to play on the back foot. You want to play defensively. You want to be able to control the map around you. And it's always a very risky move if you put yourself in the jungle because then again, where is Helkert? Helkert can appear from anywhere. When Dark Knight falls, you're away from your team. You don't know who's hurt. You don't know what's what. Let's take a little itemization. Zaz actually got the Sky Piercer. I'm not a big fan of that. You've seen the Holy Trinity already being built by Kadera. Still, Pin building up slowly but surely to that. Okay, he's just got this, the corrosive side, so that's a Holy Trinity for him.
Yeah, he's complete right now, so expect him to be able to come up with something. So far, no kills yet for Pin.
You got the Thorn Mill. You got the Thorn Mill for Gob, so that's going to be Pin being pretty much out of commission for a lot of these team fights, especially when the Barats is near.
Yeah, especially when he comes in with the Blazing Duet, he will also receive damage as well, so he has to be very careful of his choice of skills. But earlier on, we saw the votes as well from the fans. They're favoring Geek Fam winning this by 85%.
Yeah. The Blazing Duet was actually very critical for the Claude just because it slows his movement speed down, which he so desperately needs when he uses or unleashes his Blazing Duet. So in the midst of team fights, when Gobs is near, basically Pin would get pinned down.
And not only that as well, I can't think about it. Marzi will receive damage as well. And then the Joy will receive damage as well. Because all these are AoE effects that you just turn on and it just goes all the way.
Interesting. So Lord getting started out. Geek Fam already zoned everything out, but Bigatron Beta is under threat from their mid lane pushing in, that top side pushing in. Bigatron Beta should just give up this Lord and try their best to defend.
Yep, look at the zoning right now. And at the same time, at the top, Baloyski is just doing Baloyski things.
Safe.
He's just doing all alone.
Right
But
off the bat.
Pin, okay, Pin got it. But is he going to go in for it? Nope. Kadira is going to kill.
Okay. That's a consolation prize. You give up that Lord for Baloyski, but that's not much of a lead that you want to take. Now, gold lead, keeping steady at 7K lead advantage towards Geek Fam, and they're building it up. You've got 3 lanes all cracked open. This Lord push would very well be at least all the T3s for the side of Biggestron Beta, and then it makes it so much harder for them to get that wave management, because remember, Zask, as meta as he is now, it's only single target damage. You're unable to target or specifically control the target towards whoever you want to hit with your Nightmare response. So that's going to be a very huge trouble. The Lord marching down mid side.
Yep, and here we go. Lord has arrived. One bang onto the turret, but no follow-up yet from the members of Geek Fam. Instead, now they are splitting up their attention, putting a little bit more focus on the top lane, and Baloyski is back. So with 4 members of Geek Fam on the top, Baloyski, as usual, he will go on the other side.
Well, very smart for Geek Fam. Constantly pushing in, but they also want to lure Biggestron Beta out. They know that they don't really have a lot of AoE crowd controls. They don't really have a lot of AoE setups that they can do in order to maximize this Lord push down that the base. Waterfall actually use the Rhythm Joy, just try to clear that wave as much as you can. Final slash.
Yeah, here we go. Final slash in, and they will take down the turret first, but Gobs is pretty low at this moment. A lot of focus at the Gobs, but now Naxu is the one that's in trouble. Immortality will be used, and Gobs will still survive.
What?
And they want stretches on Gobs. Gobs is the tag. You don't do that. You don't chase down the tag.
Oh man, there's a final slash into Gobs using the Detonus Welcome to try to get a little bit more defense. His team actually takes down the turret, keeping him safe, and then setting up for a nice little kill onto Naxu. So that was a huge win for that Lord. You've got the Lord advantage of 7K gold lead, just like that. And for Geek Fam, that is massive. Actually.
Solo kill there by Washipaw, but then again the chase is happening. Washipaw, he does
Kadira.
have the movement speed, but he's not going to run away from Kadira. And now they got the double kill for Kadira itself. Looking for a triple kill. Kadira still survives with the last thing about. Goes in with the blazing duet. And now they're trying to take out the other members of
There's
Geek
one more
Fam.
down.
Comes down, has the immortality, but then again Geek Fam!
It's a one.
Split that damage! And they managed to come up with a wipeout to Biggestron Beta to end game number 1!
Biggestron Beta was just like headless chickens. They were panicking. They don't know what to do. They needed to take down Kadira, but at the wrong moment. This game really showed dominance from Geek Fam, but then